Fresh record Friday on a mixed day for U.S. stocks as markets weighed the risk of economic weakness due to another COVID-19 wave. The tech-focused index notched its first close above 16,000 points, extending a trend in recent days of outperforming the broader market. The Nasdaq jumped 0.4% to 16,057.44, ending at its second straight record and up 1.2% for the week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 0.8% to 35,601.98, while the broad-based S&P 500 shed 0.1% to 4,697.96. Singapore shares ended the week in the red as inflationary pressures and supply chain disruptions continue to weigh on sentiments. The Straits Times Index (STI) fell 0.14% or 4.68 points to 3,232.34 on Friday, November 19th. It was, however, a quiet trading week for the STI, said Singapore exchange market strategist Geoff Howie. With a 0.8% trading range, it was the STI's second narrowest weekly range in the past 5 years, added Howie. Across the market, decliners outpaced advancers 239 to 222 with 1.69 billion shares worth Singapore dollars 1.02 billion changing hands. In Singapore, Cuscaden Peak, a group backed by Hotel Properties HPL property magnate Ong Beng Seng and two Temasek-linked units, CLA and Mapletree, has secured most of the regulatory approvals needed for its takeover offer for Singapore Press Holdings, SPH, further cementing its advantage in a bidding contest for the media company's property assets. The group on Sunday, November 21st, said it received regulatory approvals from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, MAS, and the Info Communications Media Development Authority, IMDA. It will still need to get clearance from the Foreign Investment Review Board, FIRB, of Australia. Under the terms of the latest offer on November 15th, Cuscaden is willing to pay Singapore dollars 2.40 a share for SPH, comprising Singapore dollars 1.602 cash and 0.782 of an SPH REIT unit through a distribution in specie by SPH. Shareholders can also opt to take an all-cash option of Singapore dollars 2.36 per share. That is up from an earlier offer of Singapore dollars 2.10 a share in cash. To compete with Keppel's initial bid of Singapore dollars 2.099 in cash and units of both Keppel REIT and SPH REIT. If successful, a deal would cost Cuscaden Singapore dollars 3.9 billion. Moving on. S-REITs have announced asset acquisitions exceeding Singapore dollars 9 billion in total purchase consideration over the past 10 months of 2021. In the month of October, most acquisitions were in logistics and grocery-anchored retail assets and include several maiden acquisitions or forays into new market segments. Acquisitions in October totaled Singapore dollars 765 million in purchase consideration and were made by CapitaLand China Trust, Ascendas REIT, Mapletree Logistics Trust, and United Hampshire US REIT. Next up, Temasek-backed investment firm Seatown is raising capital from external investors for the first time for its private credit fund, and part of that has been done via security tokens. Tokenization via digital securities exchange ADDX has helped shave the minimum investment ticket for individual accredited investors from US dollars 5 million to US dollars 20,000. This widens access to an asset class traditionally designed to serve institutional capital. The offering on ADDX platform was completed last month, with investors subscribing to US dollars 7 million in tokens. The tokens are now listed for secondary trading on the exchange. The close-ended 4-year Seatown private credit fund is focused on extending private credit to companies in the Asia Pacific. Moving on. In the US, the dollar rose on Friday as investors sought safe havens after Austria said that it would be the first country in Western Europe to reimpose a full lockdown amid surging COVID-19 infections, and Germany said it could follow suit, sending the euro lower. The dollar index, which tracks the greenback against a basket of 6 major currencies, was up 0.489% at 96.029, close to the 16-month high of 96.266 hit on Wednesday. For the week, the dollar was up around 1%. Next up, a U.S. trade agency is taking a closer look at Sonos Inc.'s claims that Alphabet Inc.'s Google infringes patents for home audio systems and is considering whether to shut some Google smart home devices, phones, and laptops out of the U.S. market. The International Trade Commission said it would review part of a judge's findings that Google infringed 5 Sonos patents and cleared product redesigns of any violation. Both companies asked the agency to review aspects of the judge's findings that went against them. Specifically, the commission said it would review whether products accused of infringing 2 of the patents are articles that infringe at the time of importation. The commission said it won't review remaining issues in the judge's determination and will consider a possible remedy, which could mean an import ban. A final decision is scheduled to be issued on January 6th. Moving on. JPMorgan Chase & Co. agreed to pay Singapore dollars 60 million to settle class action litigation by investors who accused the largest U.S. bank of intentionally manipulating prices of precious metals futures and options. The settlement disclosed on Friday stemmed from sprawling U.S. government investigations into a form of illegal trading in precious metals in U.S. Treasury markets, known as spoofing. That's about it from me. Thank you.